Here's another podcast from the Pod Bros Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Jean-Pod Van Damme Cast. It is Jeff and John in studio, and we are going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to get into some happy news and some sad news. Let's start with the sad news first. We legitimately just got notice.
Fresh off the presses from our feed.
One of our great friends at the Lee Milne. Lee, he is a very big fan of the Jean-Pod Van Damme Cast, and we are fans of his. He actually tweeted to us an hour before we started recording this. JCVD official at JCVD on Twitter says, "It is with great sadness that I have learned of the passing of Ken Sue. We know him best for his role as Victor in Bloodsport. My heart goes out to his family, friends, and loved ones. Hashtag JCVD." So yeah, man. Victor Lynn passes away.
Do you know how old he was?
I don't off the top of my head, but that's something that we could easily look up. Well, maybe easily, maybe not. I don't know. If I recall, he didn't really do too many other movies outside of just Bloodsport.
Pretty sure he was a legitimate, Asian gangster bookie, and they just put him in the movie.
And then he just, no, he's got a lot of assistant director roles, actually.
Really? He went to the other side of the camera.
Oh, yeah, man. He did Gung Buck back in 1984 as assistant director. This is all his assistant director work. Goodbye, My Love, City Girl, In the Line of Duty 3, Bloodsport as the second assistant director, Kickboxer as the first assistant director.
So this was just like a side thing that he did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Around the World in 80 Days, the TV miniseries. Hong Kong 97.
Wait, was that the one that had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it? Or no, that was a...
No, that can't be it. This is with Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, that sounds good too. I was thinking of the Jackie Chan movie.
Yes, yep. Hong Kong 97, Spitfire, Rush Hour.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
that makes
crazy.
sense too.
In the Mood for Love, Hulu, not the
Wow, he's the assistant director for an entire gigantic streaming
device?
Television network.
No way. The Forbidden Kingdom, and his last was in 2011 as Deep Gold 3D. He acted in 5 films.
Were they all Bloodsport?
Pretty much so. 3 of the 5 I couldn't even pronounce the names. Off Limits as Plowboy with William Dafoe and Gregory Hines.
I am extremely interested in watching this film.
Me too. I had no clue that Gregory Hines and William Dafoe were in a film together.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
with
insane.
Victor from Bloodsport.
Yep. And Victor from Bloodsport. So
it's the dream team, really.
Oh, he was a writer and a director, too. He wrote Deadly Deal and another one that I can't pronounce. And directing, he directed Deadly Deal, another one I can't pronounce, and Outer Space and Blue TV series.
Is that like Space Cops or something?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
Like Space Precinct?
The plot is unknown at this time.
Ooh, secretive.
Yeah, man. Ken Sue doesn't say how old he was.
Oh, wow.
That's a bummer.
Let's speculate.
Yeah, we can only speculate that he was probably in his
60s?
50s or early 60s.
Yeah.
Or
let's see.
he could just be like
John
Lee, who
yeah.
was 50 when he made Bloodsport. And still looks
He's
good.
now like 127 years old, and he looks scarier than ever.
And he still looks in tip-top shape.
Still throwing oil drums at people as we speak.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Throwing powder in people's eyes. But,
I think getting electrocuted is what gave him his longevity.
So that's the sad news. We are really, really saddened by that, especially Bloodsport being my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, and he was a great character, too.
He was. I always tell people they look like a Jackson. So, we're gonna miss that. So, unfortunately, that happened. But There is good news. Number one, I have to give him a huge shout out because he remembered our email address, something that I've been a terrible co-host on. I'm great with throwing our plugs out there for you to give us money, but I am absolutely terrible for you to get in contact with us. We are on Twitter at Damcast, DAMMECAST, but we also have an email, jpvdamcast@gmail.com, and I've had it on my phone, completely forgot about it, but Ryan emailed us, and he's also a patron on Patreon. Ryan went over to patreon.com/podbros, and he donated to the Jean Pod Van Damcast tier for that super secret episode. We can't thank Ryan enough. Thank you so much. He basically said, and I don't want to read word for word, I told him that we'd give him a shout out and said I was so excited when he sent this email that I had to bring it up on air. He said pretty much that we're the reason why he got back into watching some of Van Damme's older filmography.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
He plans on watching Derailed while drinking some fine Belgian brew. And I was like,
that's the only way to watch it.
Yep. Do it drunk. But no, he actually said he had the good fortune to check out The Bouncer, the film that we've been waiting for.
What did he think?
And he liked it. He said it's not really action, but it's done very well.
Ooh, that sounds even more interesting.
So I'm very, very interested.
Yeah, I love when Van Damme comes out of his shell and does stuff that's outside of his normal
Me too.
wheelhouse, you know?
Yep. Me too. So, Ryan, thank you so much for contacting us. Thank you so much for being a patron. We truly appreciate that.
Yes, you're the man.
And thank you to all of our other patrons out there. You help us keep the lights on in the studio. And there's not... I truly thank you guys, especially for the holidays coming up. And also, if you're doing your shopping on Amazon, our Amazon link is at the top of our page now. You don't have to do any scrolling to the bottom, so that doesn't cost you anything. But use our link. That gives us a bit of a kickback. Thank you to all those that already do it. We also have our TeePublic store, which we're hoping to get some Damcast inspired shirts up on there soon.
Some split friendly pants, hopefully.
Yep. So
some genie pants.
We'll see how it goes, but that's tee.pub/lic/podbros.
Hell yeah.
Gotta get that out there. So now that we've mentioned all that in the news, what are we reviewing today? We are reviewing, if you've been listening to the last week's episode, you already know what we're reviewing, but we're reviewing The Redemption Kickboxer 5, a 1995 rated R 1 hour and 27-minute action drama thriller in which, after David Sloan is murdered, it's up to kickboxing champ Matt Reeves to avenge him. Director was Christine Peterson, writer Rick Fillen. And the tagline is, "When revenge becomes a duel to the death." Australian DVD. So.
Well, I mean, it's makes sense, especially, it's basically the theme of the movie.
Yeah. But
it feels like they're saying like half of it, and then they just didn't say the other half of the tagline.
Yeah, man.
When revenge becomes a duel to the death.
That's it. I seriously... blows my mind, man. I had no clue all this time. I had no clue that there was a fifth Kickboxer.
I know.
And
we had to watch it.
Yep.
And review it.
Yep. And that's what we're going to do for you guys.
The rabbit holes that we've crawled into because of this podcast, let me tell you.
So, the downside of this movie so far was I didn't really get anyone's name until pretty much an hour into the film.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that guy, and that guy, and that guy, until they were like, Paul, Nagal. And I was like, what? Okay, well... all right, so yeah, Mark Dacascos plays Matt Reeves.
I love that guy.
You've seen his face, you know him.
He's been in a bunch of stuff, including martial arts documentaries and a ton of B sci-fi and martial arts flicks.
Oh yeah, man. IMDb says he's known for Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Oh, he was in I forgot about Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Monty. Only the Strong as Louis Stevens. Drive.
He was in Drive?
Not that Drive. Oh. It's Toby Wong. 1997 is Drive. I had no clue. He was in The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Was he one of the...
Lo May or Lo Mai?
Oh, I'd have to watch again. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I really like that movie, too.
He was in John Wick is in John Wick Chapter 3.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Zero. Hawaii Five-0, the new, as Wo Fat. Legend of Halloween. Halloween. That's Pono. Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds pretty good. We should do that for our next spooktacular.
Yes.
Halloween.
Oh, man. Halloween. That was awesome. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Guyera? Lucifer as Chemo Van Sant.
Wow. He still gets around.
Yeah, still doing stuff now. And totally me being like, I know that guy, but he's in the Extendables, that knockoff of Expendables.
Sounds like a porn parody.
That also had Brian Thompson from Lionheart in it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we've talked about
6 Degrees of Van Damme.
Yep. Now we have to watch it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he plays Matt Reeves. James Ryan plays Mr. Nagel, but everyone just calls him Nagel. He was McPherson in Space Mutiny.
Yes, that movie that's very famous from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
The young girl in the monsoon is Man on Street. Crossing the Line as the writer. I guess he's done some writing.
Is that a writing credit? Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Oh, no, it's the writer.
Is that a writing credit or is that actually the name of the dude? I think that's a writing credit. He was in the new Samson movie as Tobias.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the Mexican police chief in Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money.
He gets around. He's South African,
man.
Too, which I didn't realize until I watched the movie.
Yeah.
His accent isn't as pronounced as most of the characters in the film.
Yeah, right. Jeff Mead played Paul Croft. He was in Resident Evil Extinction as Pockmark. Fast 5 as McCroy. Look at that. I had no clue. The Day the Earth Stood Still as a field commander.
Oh, I forgot they made that piece of shit.
What? Universal Soldiers 2007 as a writer?
There's a Universal Soldiers.
The U.S. government initiates a program to create genetically modified cybernetic super soldiers, but it's gone awry when the test subjects escape from their holding cells set on an island in an undisclosed location. What is
We didn't
this?
review that.
This is totally not a part of it. This is like something else.
But the name?
But,
huh.
Yeah.
It sounds like a similar premise.
It totally does. Because they're saying... No, wait. There was a 1972 Universal Soldier.
Is it the same premise?
No.
A soldier from the universe comes to Earth.
It totally is like in lines with telling me more like this as all the rest of the Universal Soldiers.
Huh. We should check it out on Wikipedia and see if there's any connection.
It was released to capitalize on the popularity of the Universal Soldier franchise.
Oh, it's a mockbuster.
Yep.
Oh, we should probably review it then.
It totally is.
I don't think there are any other mockbusters of
Van Damme mockbusters? I don't know.
Unless you count like
Extendables.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's true.
Unless that might be a parody though. I forget if it was supposed to be a parody of it. Anyway. Tony Caprari played Moon, Greg Ladder, Bolin, Dwayne Porter Bull, George Moolman, Pinto. Rulin Booth played Angie Croft.
I like how most of these characters don't have last names.
Yeah, they really don't. Denny Pierce played Johnny Styles. R.I.P. Johnny Styles. Spoiler alert. Oh, no way. This guy actually does stunts. He did stunts for Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
Oh, really?
7, Me, Myself, and Irene. Yeah, Fast and Furious, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Venom.
Wow, he did some high-profile stuff. I guess he's really good.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, he's an actor in what I just mentioned. Wow.
Venom?
He's done a lot of, he was a Merc driver, uncredited.
Oh, man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, flatbed truck driver. That's funny. He was a Chronocom hunter in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Look at this dude being in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Like all over. He was this poor guy's typecast as a driver, prison transport driver in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. That's awesome.
It's sad when you get pigeonholed. Sad when you get pigeon-toed, too.
Yeah, it is.
Pigeonholed
you have
into
to
a role.
really get worked on for that. John Hussey played Chalky.
Oh, that's an unfortunate last name.
He might say it different than how I say it. It's Husay.
No, yeah, nice try, Hussy.
He was in the original Get Carter in 1971.
Wow. I didn't realize there was an original Get Carter.
Yeah, man. All right. I think that's good. Let's get on with the movie now.
Hell yeah.
We're in Johannesburg, South Africa.
This whole movie, man.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the start of it.
Like,
right?
as soon as here we are.
Yep. So picture this. We're going to go to South Africa.
There's a cheetah sitting on a table.
Yep. There's a cheetah on a table.
Just chilling.
There's a dude sitting there, Mr. Bad Guy, who's Nagal. We don't know that, though. Mr. David Sloan has declined your offer. And they said they need to try and convince Sloan to do the right thing. Then we get this 007-esque credit roll of dudes in silhouettes and suits fighting.
Yep, which was actually pretty cool for such a low budget film. Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw this movie, immediately I was like, was this supposed to go, was this straight to television?
Yeah.
I think it was, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Because, like, just the way that they did everything, it made you think they were like,
it had the pacing and whatnot of a television film.
Yep, totally.
Like, you almost feel pauses for commercial breaks and such.
Yep, yeah, right. Then we're in Los Angeles, California. A guy is teaching kids whatever martial art you want to call that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going for.
I gotta say, Matt, I put it in my notes. He's the original MMA guy.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything he was doing was this combination of stuff. And I'll get into that a little bit more. He says to the kids, movement without spirit is nothing. He's like, what do we say, kids? And they all say it. Like,
a little creepy.
All right. Okay.
Raising a child army, no big deal.
Yep. Kickboxer 6.
The child army.
Then we called it 6 because that's how old these kids are. They're 6 years old fighting.
Kickboxer 666.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It was in my head. Oh, man. Oh, David Sloan was murdered. It's in the papers. This old guy, Chalky, is reading it.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt almost as much as the first, the second Kickboxer.
Yeah, brothers died by gunshot.
Every single member of this family has been murdered by kickboxing gangsters. Every last damn one of them.
Seriously, I bet you Tong Po's pissed, too.
Oh, yeah. He never was able to regain his honor.
Yeah, seriously, man.
But yeah, it did continue the proud tradition of killing off the previous protagonist when they cast a new one.
Yep. Which, dude, by the way, I was gonna send it to you, but I just didn't. Sasha Mitchell did an interview not too long ago with one of the original dudes from Gold's Gym, like the Arnie bodybuilding days.
Really?
Also, I think he was a stuntman. He was a professional wrestler, and his name's escaping me right now. But I watched this interview with him. Sasha Mitchell's fucking huge, man.
Yeah?
I mean, huge.
Stacked?
He's stacked, yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
His voice has gotten even like raspier and deeper. It's
hey
crazy.
guys, it's great to be baby.
Yeah, kinda, man. Like he was like, oh yeah, man. I'm welding, smoking cigars, working on computers. The dude's done it all.
Yeah, he seems like an interesting guy.
He said he was pretty much done doing movies because of just kind of how long it takes, the whole process. Like, go to auditions.
Yeah.
Then you're on the movie set. And
well, I mean, when you're advancing in years, I could imagine that it gets less and less appealing.
Yeah, man. And he was like, I wanted something more to support my kids than to do this.
I didn't even know he had kids. Good for him.
Yeah, man, right? Yeah, so he's still out there doing stuff, but I don't know. But he's fucking huge now. Jacked like a motherfucker.
That's cool. Scary.
Yeah, man.
Still kicking people out of windows.
Yep.
Still defenestrating.
Still defenestrating. That's right.
Whoa.
Is that 6 or 7, man?
His body looks gnarly.
I bet you we could get Sasha Mitchell on the podcast.
Oh, man. We might as well try. That would be.
We haven't reached out to Van Damme yet in over almost 100 episodes, but we'll go with Sasha Mitchell.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, they listen to this episode.
We want to talk about step by step. No, we want to talk about your Kickboxer anthology.
Yep, actually, yeah. And then he's going to be like, I heard you're Redemption Kickboxer 5 episode. Fuck you guys, man. And they're like, fuck, Jeff, you made a joke about the low-hanging fruit. All right, Mark Dacascos, you're next. Come on.
He'll do it.
So, yeah, we're in Los Angeles. We find out David Sloan's murdered. We're now, the old guy's going to send flowers to his family. What family?
He had like that lady that he was married to, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
in Kickboxer 4.
Yeah, he was married to her randomly. We are at a kickboxing event. Matt is there to cheer on a kid, Johnny Styles. The kid says, "This one's for David." And then he's immediately getting his ass kicked in the ring. Oh, it was awesome. Matt ends up talking with this guy named Max, who I thought was going to be more into this movie because they were immediately like, "Hey, Max." Nope, only in this scene. So like it was like, oh, okay. He's wished it was him in there. There's no money in kickboxing, Max. At least not for the fighters.
They always talk about like how horrific the world of kickboxing is for the athletes involved. I'm like,
yeah.
Was that the case around that time, or was it just like movie magic? Yeah.
No. I think that it's still kind of that way for MMA.
I can see
kickboxing never really made. You never really make a ton of money.
I could see that too because it's not very popular. It's such a cool sport to watch, though.
It is, man.
I would rather watch kickboxing than plain Jane boxing.
Yeah, right.
So overly regulated, and like they're always hugging on each other. And
yeah. That's watching Glory Kickboxing, which is on now. Like that's so much more fun than what you see nowadays with some of the stuff that goes out.
Plus, watching people when they tangle on the floor, it's not really as fun to watch as people kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So, still to this day, not so much money in it. I mean, you can make a living, but when it comes down to it,
that's got to be
like,
horrific on your body too.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say,
I make $100,000 a year getting the shit kicked out of me for a living.
Yeah, and then I have to pay my coaches. I have to pay for my training. So really, I'm making like $60,000, and then you beg and plead for sponsorships. And who wants to sponsor you when you're in a league? You know, you're in kickboxing. You're not in MMA. You're not in boxing.
Or
so like the money's not there. So yeah, I'm not saying that some of these guys don't pull money because I know that they do, but yeah, some of it, no.
Bare knuckle boxing, that's the sport.
That's it. It's making a comeback, man.
Oh man, I need to watch. I would love to watch bare knuckle boxing. Do they do like the Marcus of Queensberry style? Where I heard when you punch, you have to punch with your fist vertical as opposed to horizontal because you're less likely to break knuckles.
Yeah, I could see it. So the kid gets kicked hard in the back of the head. And we get some music. Matt is mouthing words at him, and he nods. It's the fighting spirit. He's now beating the dude with the mini mullet, and he wins. And he's the new champ.
I bet you any money the dude with the mullet was South African, because every single South African actor in this film either had a flat top or a mullet.
Yeah, pretty much so, man. Pretty much so. Now we get some guy on crutches walking up to him. Johnny Styles, it's an invitation for you to join this new kickboxing federation in Johannesburg. He shows up to the hotel with his belts. Matt is talking with Chalky, the old guy, who tells Matt that these were the same guys that were talking to David before they found him dead. Uh-oh, he's running around. Johnny is talking with the guys. He won't sign the paper because it's a one-sided contract.
Uh-huh.
The guys beat the shit out of him. Matt's on his motorcycle now, pulling up to the hotel as soon as the crutch guy leaves. Johnny is getting the upper hand on the guys. It's back and forth. He gets a bad backbreaker. You actually hear the sound effects of his bones breaking. Then Matt runs in and kicks ass. And a dude comes in with the Rambo Survivor knife. Matt kicks the dude off the roof. He lands on the car.
After watching him go, whoa. And then trying to save him after. It was already too late.
Nope. Over he goes onto the getaway vehicle. Get in the car now. Let's get out of here. That was one of the funniest screams. Like, it cracked me up. Let's get out of here. I'm going, oh my God.
South African war cry.
Yep. Johnny dies. Matt is upset in his jean vest and flannel shirt. It's definitely the 90s. Yes. The other guy is still on the roof while they're driving.
Yeah,
his buddy's
the gigantic
his
indentation.
Arm. Yeah.
It's okay, buddy.
Yep.
Get you patched up.
They toss him in the trash, and his buddy cries. I was like, this was more than a friendship.
Yeah.
This definitely was something more.
Bros with benefits.
Yep, bros with benefits. Back in South Africa, it looks like there's like a lawyer sitting at the table who tells Nagal that the kickboxing for money laundering doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I like how people were constantly reminding the main villain of this film that nothing he did made any sense in any way, shape, or form.
Yep. And then Nagal karate chops him 2 to the neck.
Yep. Instant death, as everyone knows.
Yep, exactly. Please excuse me. I have a phone call. They have a guy in LA that's in jail that they'll get him out somehow so that he can kill Matt.
Yeah, which, like every plan in this movie, it made perfect sense.
Yep. And this guy was the South African Ethan Hawke.
Pretty much.
He's
very beefy. Beefy Hawk.
Yeah, Beefy Hawk. That's right. It's Beefy Hawk. Beef and Hawk. He's in jail. Guys are trying to beat him up. He's like, I won't fight. And then he just kind of beats the shit out of them. And then one of the guards goes, Warden wants to see you. And then he's getting out. He's like, oh, okay. It's very around the same as Sasha Mitchell in Kickboxer 4.
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, we're just going to let you out.
Yeah. It's just someone being in prison. Oh, they must be extra badass because they're in prison.
That's right. Yep. He was in prison.
Must be tough.
Paul was in prison for 3 years, and I'm not exactly sure why, but anyway.
Yeah.
So Matt's at the police. They tell him he's got nothing on this case, so he decides to do sprints in the dark on the strip to run off his anger. He also kicks a big metal door.
He kicked that metal door good.
Oh, yeah, dude. He did. He left some indents in it.
Yeah, he did.
And it wasn't like a fake metal door.
No. I mean, I wouldn't want him kicking me.
No.
He seems like a legitimate martial artist and athlete.
Oh,
Definitely an athlete.
Definitely, man. So he's back at his gym. The dude out of jail comes out of nowhere, said he was sent to kill him, but I'm not going to do that. And he's like,
if I wanted to kill you, I would have already.
That's exactly what he said. He's like, I'm going home. Then we get a little training montage. It's him doing some like taekwondo, some kung fu.
Yeah, a lot of the more Eastern stuff.
Yeah, yep.
I like the gambit of martial arts that have swept through the Kickboxer series.
I know, man. Seriously, and it's all kickboxing.
There's been karate. There's been,
Yep.
Muay Thai and kickboxing, quote unquote. And then we just then actual kickboxing, and then it sweeps all the way over to like Taekwondo and whatnot and Kung Fu, I think. And
yeah. And then, and there was fake Kung Fu, basically, Tiger Claw.
Yeah, exactly. Cinematic Kung Fu stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is my favorite martial art.
Capoeira as well.
Yeah.
And then
that weird African martial art we saw in this where they're swinging like giant drum clubs at each other.
Exactly, man.
I don't know what that is.
I'd
be interested to know.
What's the Senegal has like the lamb wrestling or whatnot. This was definitely
I know there's a bunch of historical African martial arts that they're trying to recreate right now.
Mm-hmm. So after the training montage, we see Matt's taking a trip, and Paul is coincidentally having to sit next to him. He's like, oh, man, is there any other seats? Plane's full, sorry. They wanted him to waste him for a first-class ticket back to South Africa. So he's like, so how much were they paying you? Just this? He's like, what? It was first class. It's like, oh, man. So the bad guys on crutches gives the lead bad guy, Nagal, Johnny's belt, and he hangs it up with the others. Paul talks with the bad guys when they get off the plane. He beats some of them up and runs, and the guy chases him on the crutches. This is one of the best chase scenes that can never happen again because it's post 9/11.
Yep.
We will never get.
I remember watching this and being like, "Wow, this is so bizarre. How this is just how different things are."
Yeah, man.
Like, this is literally something that couldn't happen.
It reminds me. I watched just not terribly long ago an old. I totally forgot about it. It was the WWE 24/7 hardcore belt rules, where they literally beat the shit out of each other in an airport. And
really?
You can't do that
do
anymore.
That. No,
definitely can't. Like, could you
Them's
imagine?
were the days.
Hey, we want to do this, and the airport was like, "Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
Now it's like, we're going to tase you,
and then body scan you.
Yep, and then have your nudes forever. So this the guys get on this conveyor belt for the luggage, and then the crutches guy tries to get on, but this is the security guard's like, he's like, where did they go? And he points to where they went, but then he's like, no, you can't.
No disabled allowed. I'm not really sure how that.
Very, better watch out. There might be a South African Disabilities Act. I don't know. Oh man, I totally just we could have made a Blade Runner joke there too. He's from South Africa.
Oh, that's right.
So then they're fighting in a warehouse. Matt comes out of nowhere and helps even the odds. And then they're going to fight him with luggage, and he takes them all out.
Yeah, they all had suitcases.
Oh, I was laughing so hard at that. They took 2 guys out and put them on the conveyor belts, and then they made their way to the luggage go rounds.
Yes.
Where everyone picks up their luggage. I have a line here. He deals with excuses lethally, because they're like, Nagal's talking to Crutches and his right-hand man is like, and what do I say about excuses? I forget what he says. Like the Crutches says something like high discipline or something with strict discipline. And he's like, I deal with excuses lethally. Then another kickboxer champion shows up to the South Africa.
Wasn't it like the German one or something?
This one was, I think, from France.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I know if I don't sign, I'll die, so I'm signing.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. And then we get some scenes in South Africa. Matt gets thrown a stick and does some crazy stuff with it, and then shakes the guy's hands that we were just talking about. And there's guys also following him around. He shows up to some lady's business. He's told that he thought this was the Kickboxing Federation. Then Nagal's guys are there, and they're like, hey, follow us. And he's like, I'll find my own ride, and beats the dudes up and runs out. He was doing parkour before parkour.
Yeah.
I just want to say. He was doing flips and shit off of
some crazy acrobatic stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think Redemption Kickboxer 5 is the initial birth of parkour.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm calling it.
Put it on Wikipedia.
Now that you've said it, I'm calling it.
See, 2 credible sources right here. More guys are after him. Some dude is flashing his kicks, so he just leg sweeps them. 5 guys corner him. He takes out 2 easily, then takes the rest down. They get all back up. Then there's 7 of them and a dude with a machete. Then Paul comes, saves him, grabs the machete. He throws it at the right-hand man who's 5 stories up on a platform in front of a window for no reason, just to be up there.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's the best way to get the view. And
that's right, man. That's right.
Be the most intimidating.
Oh, it was awesome.
Probably give a nasty elbow drop from up there, too.
Yep. Oh, dude, Macho Man style? Totally. The police pull over while the guys are getting out, and then the right-hand man and the lady from the shop are there and get them arrested. She feels bad for it. They're in jail now. Joseph is there. He introduces himself. He looks like he's the dude that knows how to get stuff. He gets a book. There's a bottle of whiskey in it. I think it was Jameson, was it?
I think so.
It was
Irish whiskey.
It was weirdly shaped.
It was.
It looked like it said Jameson or something on it, but that was not a Jameson bottle.
No, it wasn't, because they're longer bottles and it wouldn't fit in a book like that.
This looked more like a bottle
of Crown or
Crown,
something.
yes.
Yeah.
It looked more like a
lot like a Crown style
but
bottle.
I
liked how the cutout in the book left out the top of it, so literally the neck of it would have been clearly visible.
You can see the neck of it, yeah. And then he says, everything can be arranged for a price. We'll owe you. He's like, don't insult my intelligence. They tell him they're after Nagal, and he changes his attitude.
Because he realizes he'll be killed in the cell with them for being a witness or something.
Yeah. So we see a dude mopping the floor. He has Molotov in his mop bucket. Dude lights it. Joseph sprays alcohol on him and burns him up, man.
Yeah, that was pretty that was probably the most graphic death in any of the Kickboxer
Seriously,
films.
Man.
And he burned to death.
And he burned to death, yep.
Our protagonists are just staring like, ew.
Yeah, no one knows what to do.
I can't really, you can't throw a blanket on him. I don't know.
Oh, it smells. So I can never eat pork the same.
I'm hungry.
What's that wonderful bacon smell? And Joseph has a great line, a waste of wonderful whiskey.
Yes. That must have been the strong stuff.
Yeah, man. They start to escape, make their way into the back of a washing truck. Joseph gets out into a car and takes off after saying his goodbyes. The police chase after Matt and Paul with dogs. They're out in the woods now.
Get a sweet chase scene.
Yeah, man. They run, jump in a car, and take off as the dogs chase after him. The girl wants to know who his friend is. Just drive. Nagal is pissed at the 3 guys. He shoots the muscle in the head. And his right-hand man was like, but it was Moon who messed up. He's like, I need Moon. Moon's the guy on the crutches.
He's just the muscle.
Yep. Yeah, that poor guy. Well, now he's with his bro.
Yep,
with
his
benefit.
muscle bro.
Yeah.
His muscle beneficial bro.
Yeah, now they're beating up Johnny in heaven together. Matt and the other guy, Paul, are arguing back and forth about what to do. He decides he's going to help Matt. Nagal is talking with the German kickboxing champion.
That was the guy.
Yep, who now agrees to fight Nagal. So he's starting to beat up Nagal, who then just starts kicking his ass. A challenge to me is a challenge to the death. Come.
He looks really creepy with his shirt off because you don't expect him to be built.
You do not expect him to be built. You expect him to be
like,
like
skeletal or something because he has a really drawn in face, like bony.
Man.
And
yeah, very much so. I totally agree. I was blown away when he took off his shirt. Yeah.
When I looked at his filmography, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
He did a bunch of martial arts stuff.
I represent the new. You represent the old. He's doing the tiger claw.
Yeah.
You should see this. Here you go, the tiger claw. He's going to close his windpipe.
He does. He crushes the deep throat and he dies. I think the German, when he was fighting, he actually said, like, Guten Tag when he kicked him.
That's how Germans fight, man.
That's exactly it. I always pose for a kick. I prepare myself for a kick whenever a German says Guten Tag to me. Oh, okay.
Whew. It was the good Guten Tag.
Yeah. It's when he says Auf Wiedersehen when I get really worried. Oh, man. So much for the art in the park. Who knows what dinner shall bring? That's from the guys who were investing in the business. Matt is talking, finds out that Paul and Angie are brother and sister. Dad would be very proud of you, Paul. And that gets him mad and he walks out. Matt is in bed listening to Paul and Angie arguing. Now's the chance to redeem myself. By going after Nagal? Yes. And now Matt is training while a bunch of goats and sheep run by him. And we get a montage. He's breaking arrows with his neck.
Finally get the training montage that we're looking for.
Man,
Nothing
like,
too horrifically painful,
No.
though. So it's not really a kickboxer movie.
No, he's doing parkour and gymnastics. Angie is watching him. He's doing, basically, this is where he's mixing everything together. And Matt and Paul try to get into the Nagal's house. The bouncers blocked them, said, "Oh, you're violating the dress code." "Oh, the dress code," they both say to each other as the two guards are wearing tuxedos and they beat them up and take the tuxes. And they're
perfectly tailored to them. It's such a fortunate coincidence.
And Angie kind of does the same thing. She gets in, except we get a side swipe motion, like a movie edit, like, oh shit, this film's too long, so we can't show her beating up the woman to get this.
She just did a Wonder Woman twirl and transform.
Pretty much so, man. It was like, and then side swipe, and then she's dressed. And it was like, what just happened here? Paul finds the right-hand man, starts fighting him outside. This dude actually has some moves on him, which was totally mind-blowing.
Yeah,
he doesn't think it.
He doesn't look like the type.
Nope. Meanwhile, Matt is winning at the roulette table. Matt is now all in on number 35. Nagal realizes who Matt is. Well, you're what I expected. A butt face.
I forgot about that.
That's what made me think that this was definitely a direct-to-TV movie. Yeah. Paul beats the shit out of the right-hand man. They actually fall into the party. Matt starts making claims against Nagal. The guys in tuxes start to fight them. The guy that Matt was dancing with earlier throw their clubs to Angie, and she knocks out some of the dudes. I forgot they were actually there. They were the entertainment.
Same outfit and everything.
Matt says he's going after Nagal. Call the cops. One of the guys is upset at Nagal about the dead champions. Enough! Right now I am expecting someone worthy. And Matt shows up. You're never going to kill or hurt again. The two start fighting in the house. Back and forth. They kick at each other. Both miss. They do flips outside.
Yeah, they both take turns flipping to get outside.
Gymnastic flip. It was a chase scene with gymnastic flips.
A flip chase.
Yes.
Nagal was good too.
Oh, dude. That was beautiful.
I didn't realize Nagal was that much of an acrobat.
Seriously, man.
He had to have been, in his mid to late 40s?
That's what I would think. He looked like it anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Give it to him. Look good.
Hell yeah.
Nagala is getting the upper hand, doing the tiger claw. Matt's neck is too strong.
Yep. He did that dowling board
Yep.
breaking technique during his montage. It trained his neck.
It trained his neck. He nails him with some of his own shit. Nagala writhes in pain, and I assume he's dead because he hits him with like the 5-second punch, basically.
Yeah.
And
the
he's
dim
like
mock.
he's still standing there with
That
his
was basically
palm
a
out.
dim mock.
It was a dim mock, man. And Matt walks back to the house, looks at all the belts. He takes Johnny's belt. Nagala has a spear on him. "No, the belts, they're mine. I earned them." And then he starts bleeding from the mouth, falls over, and he's dead as Angie and Paul walk in and watch. Matt grabs the belt from him, and the police are on their way. And they all walk outside all together. Matt puts his arm around Angie, and the movie ends.
Abruptly.
What
as
a
it
weird
began.
death.
What a weird movie.
What a weird movie. Seriously, man.
That was a bizarre death, though.
No, it was everything about it. Everything about it was just absolutely insane. And I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's not a ton of trivia here. So let's get into it.
This
More
movie
trivia
was
than
filmed
I
in
thought.
South Africa. South Africa is a country in Africa.
Oh man. Was released straight to TV in some countries.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the last film of Matthew Stewartson. I don't know.
You don't know who Matthew Stewartson is?
I don't know who Matthew Stewartson is.
I don't either.
Who is Matthew Stewartson? No offense to Matthew Stewartson. He was the valet. So that's crazy. Why they would put that in.
That's his
But,
last film.
It's his last film. Yeah. Good on him. A guy who was just a valet in a film. Okay.
That's some good trivia.
Yeah. First Kickboxer film did not star Jean-Claude Van Damme or Sasha Mitchell. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Playing the German kickboxing champion who meets his fate from Nagala is Gavin Hood. Okay.
Is he the descendant of Robin Hood?
I hope so. There's actually quotes. Quotes in this. Pretty much the same thing that I quoted, actually, both, but, might as well. So, just out of curiosity, what's the going rate to bump me off? Paul shows him the plane ticket. A plane ticket? You were going to waste me for a lousy plane ride? It's first class. This party follows a dress code. A dress code. Dress code. Matt and Paul both kick the bodyguards in their faces afterwards. Oh, that's it. So yeah, that was the Redemption Kickboxer 5. Oh, what are your thoughts on it, man? What are your thoughts, and what's your split scale?
I mean, I was sad that they killed off yet another Sloan, and this one wasn't even a Sloan. It could have been like a nephew or something. I don't know. But,
Yeah, man. It made no sense besides like they knew each other from the fight scene.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of it.
It's kind of a spiritual sequel more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't like it. This is by far my least favorite of the Kickboxer films.
Oh, definitely, man.
And while it had unintentional humor, it didn't have very much in the way of actual humor like the later Kickboxer. Well, 2 and 3 had. 4 not so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fight choreography in it was all right. I liked I liked the actors in it. They were both competent for a martial arts film.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a very good movie though, I didn't think. I mean, it was entertaining at times.
Yeah.
So I guess, and it being in South Africa was a very interesting too. Like
Yeah.
they've been in every continent except for like Antarctica and Europe now.
Pretty
and,
much
and
so, man.
Australia.
Yeah.
So they've been on more continents than they haven't.
Yeah, right.
If you call it Eurasia, it still counts. But I guess I would give it probably like 5. Like something funny and so bad it's good, but
Yeah.
unless you're like some sort of crazy completionist like us, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, no. I totally agree with you. I give it 5 too. I thought it was just okay. Yeah, a lot of unintentional funny. They went very cartoony with some of their comedy. The dude's riding on the carriage corral.
Fighting with suitcases. Like, is this going to turn into some sort of crazy like Jackie Chan fight scene?
Yeah,
They just get kicked while they're holding suitcases.
Yeah, it was very. That was very interesting. Very disappointed that they couldn't just make him another like Sloan cousin or something, or the fact that David Sloan even had to die.
Yeah,
it was just like, because what you're telling me is that these guys were so badass that David Sloan, who's fucking survived in Brazil with guns, died from a guy on crutches and
like 5
2
goons,
muscle dudes.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked by this guy.
Yep. Yeah, I can't believe it, but that's okay. So yeah, rest in peace, the Sloan family.
Yeah, the entire fucking family.
The family's dead, and the 3 boys are gone, and their mom's probably heartbroken in some.
No,
old
she got
folks'
killed
home.
in another kickboxing tournament, actually.
She did.
Yeah.
You're totally right. Yeah, kick momster. I forgot in the first one, their parents split.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Van Damme stayed with the mom, and the other brother stayed with.
And that's
the
why
dad.
that was their explanation for the accents. I'm
Yep.
assuming, yeah.
Yep, that was exactly it.
Yep.
Yeah, because he stayed in France or something with his mom to learn the deadly martial art of savate. Actually, I don't know if they mentioned savate in it, but I can only assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I am in the same boat as you. I don't know where else to go from here. What movie we're going to review next? What series? But we'll talk about it off air.
Yeah.
This is what the ins and outs of what you guys get. But we hope you enjoyed that. Definitely, you can rent it on YouTube, but it is not worth renting. I actually thought after I got done watching this, I went to myself, the 90s. The 80s and the 90s, when the rental store, like the video store, was actually a decent business. Could you imagine going to the store, seeing Kickboxer 5 on the shelf, going, yeah, man, spending your hard-earned money because rentals
Or like $3 back then.
Yeah, man.
That's like $6 in today's money.
Yeah, for real. Totally, man. So you're spending your hard-earned money, and then you calculate in your head, well, I get paid this much per hour, and so I just wasted,
an hour of my life.
Yeah, pretty much. You're an hour and 23 minutes or however long the film is, and you're going, fuck, man. Wasn't
that great?
Yep. This is what I did to myself.
I wouldn't be like, I don't know. It wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't
I kind of
terrible.
wish they hadn't made it, though.
It wasn't derailed terrible.
Yeah, I just
It's
hate
not.
that they killed off the entire Sloan
the Sloan
family.
family is totally gone, and now Matt Reeves, who, whatever.
Yeah,
So.
he's probably going to get killed in the next one that comes out.
Yep.
No, he'll probably reprise his role, actually.
Actually, let's create Kickboxer 6,
Hell yeah.
and then we'll...
Redemption.
Yep. Redemptioner.
Redemption harder.
Oh, man. Kickboxer 6, Bloodsport 7.
Lionheart 2.
Oh, man.
The Quest 2.
Well, that wraps it up. You have anything else you want to say about this movie? I didn't honestly expect to stay on this as long as we did. I expected it to be a really short review.
Yeah. I don't know if you check it out or not.
Yeah.
You've been fairly warned.
Check it out or not. You're not going to miss anything in life unless you're a completionist.
That's true. Yeah. Like us two psychopaths.
Who now have to go review Universal Soldiers, a film that has nothing to do with the franchise, but because they said it. Which I'm still looking for Universal Soldier 3 with Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
If anyone who listens has a lead on that, please let me know. I have not been able to find it. So, can't even find a VHS. I think I found a VHS copy, but someone wanted fucking $96 for it.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's as bad as the JPVD reality TV show DVD.
What are they wanting for that?
They wanted $100 for it.
No.
I was like, nope.
No.
I will not
No.
let our patrons who give us money pay for that movie. No thanks. But yeah, if you have any leads on that one too, please let us know. jpvdamcast@gmail.com or thebros@podbros.com or get at us on Twitter, Damcast.
Hell yeah.
That's it. I'm Jeff.
And I'm John.
And you've been listening to another episode of the Jean Pod Van Damme Cast. So, Jeff, how much is it nowadays to bump me off?
I am holding up.
He's holding up a natty daddy. Oh, man.